We are just days away from Election Day, and WMBD is your local election headquarters. A race that everybody is watching, of course, is a race for governor of Illinois. And joining me again two times in a few weeks here, Governor Bruce Rauner, to talk about the election. And as you're wrapping up this campaign trail, so I appreciate the time. I want to start with this ad, the Unholy Union ad. When you came here last time, that hadn't started running yet. Right. It said that it is paid for by Citizens for Rauner. Just want to be clear. Did you approve that ad? And second thing with that question is, if you were to be elected, with the nature of that ad, Mike Madigan's still going to be there. How can people expect that the two of you are going to be able to work together and collaborate on behalf of the people of Illinois if you're elected and putting out ads such as that one?
Well, we did approve that ad. Obviously, that's not language that you personally use, but the ad was designed to cut through the clutter. Pritzker's outspending us by $100 million, blanketing the airwaves with a lot of false messaging. And we need to get the message out how devastating it would be for the people of Illinois if Pritzker and Madigan got into power together, gerrymandered the districts, raising our taxes, engaging in the corruption that both of them have been accused of. Now, I've been butting heads with Speaker Madigan for many years, but despite that, I've proven an ability to get a balanced budget, to get education funding done, to get Medicaid reform, criminal justice reform, cut property taxes for veterans, got an adoption tax credit. We've done a lot of wonderful things, even though Madigan and I don't get along. He's such a corrupt politician, and I say so. I mean, I got to call it what it is. Corruption is the #1 problem in our state. We were ranked one of the most corrupt states in America, and Chicago was ranked the most corrupt city. We can't give power to the corruption of Speaker Madigan and Pritzker. I've got to fight against that. All of us need to stand together. It's not about Republicans versus Democrats. It's all of us as citizens in Illinois standing against a corrupt political machine that Madigan runs and Pritzker funds.
All right. Well, I want to go to a different topic here, one that is impactful for sure within central and in southern Illinois. There's currently a debate over the Visceral Coal plant, used to be Dynegy, and your administration has put out a proposal to kind of roll back for the emissions for pollution. There's debate on whether or not they should be stricter or they should be softer. And I know that there was a state board that just delayed that decision until after the elections on your proposal to kind of roll back. You also have people who are here locally who think that allowing for those standards to roll back and be softer is going to lead for more lung pollution and issues for people in health matters. For you, what I want to ask is, how would you explain to those who do argue that those studies, that would lead to more issues with health matters, and why you wish to move that proposal forward if reelected?
Well, that's very important. Obviously, public health is top priority. I look forward to a good discussion about the issues pro and con to make sure we've got to make sure that everything is safe. That said, coal is one of the many energy options we should have available in the state of Illinois. I'm committed to making sure we have every energy option to keep our prices low, make sure our economy is growing and competitive, that we've got good paying careers, economic growth throughout the state. Energy is a major driver for us. I was proud to sign the Future Energy Jobs Act, which kept Illinois at the forefront of sustainable energy and energy conservation. And I want to make sure that every energy option is available to the people of Illinois. And I believe we can find a balance in coal and oil and gas and many of the other options as well.
All right, and if it does come out with studies that it does impact health, would you be willing to change that? Would you be willing to adapt that?
No, and I think our administration is clear. We want regulations to keep people safe and healthy, but also regulations that allow our economy to grow and create great economic opportunity for everyone.
All right, I want to ask you, the polls have been saying that you are down, some as much as 20+% or that matter. So I also want to ask you, because I see it in your face there, where do you think you currently stand, and what do you need to do within your campaign within the next several days in order to put yourself in the best position to win?
Yeah, I think most people know polls are all over the place, and polls have been really wrong the last few election cycles. Polls had us down 4 years ago when we won. Polls have us down this time too. I think at this point probably a relatively modest amount. The trends are all with us. But I'm very optimistic because everybody comes up to me as I'm traveling the state 7 days a week out there in every community. People say, Governor, stay strong, don't back down, don't give in, you're on the right track. Madigan's a problem, he's got to go. And a lot of people go on and say, and I'm a Democrat, I don't normally support Republicans, but you're doing what you got to do. I believe we're going to win because we have the side of right. We're fighting for lower taxes, more jobs, term limits on our politicians, and truly balanced budgets not by raising taxes, but by growing the economy more and ending the corruption tax we've all been paying in Illinois for years through term limits and fair maps. My opponent, as the truth has gotten out about him, tax hiker, tax cheat, funder of Madigan, on FBI wiretap, trying to buy office from Blagojevich. He's part of that corruption of the Chicago political machine that's created the mess that we're in. What we can never do is go back and give more power to the same folks who created the problem. That's why I'm asking for everybody's vote. This is not about Democrats versus Republicans. It's all of us as citizens against a very broken machine.
All right, last question that I have for you here really quickly, because I know we don't have a lot of time. You talked about Mr. Pritzker on that end. Obviously, your first 2 years, it was marked. It was difficult, particularly in getting a budget. How can people expect anything different from you if you were to be reelected?
Yep. So what I've proven is eventually we got a balanced budget, and we've gotten really good things done in education and in healthcare, in growing the jobs, in cutting certain taxes, reforming government. We can build on the successes in my second term. Madigan's never been weaker in his career. He's been caught now. His caucus is standing up to him for the sexual harassment that he basically hid in his role in the General Assembly and the Democratic Party. And Democrats are with me now calling for term limits for the first time ever. I believe we can build on our success, and in my second term, we can get even more progress to grow the economy, bring down our property taxes, and get term limits done. I'm very excited about that.
All right. Well, as I said, thank you so much for coming back. And again, best of luck to you. And in just a matter of days, we will see where the polls, if they're right, and those kind of things, I guess, by Tuesday.
Well, everybody get out and vote. Most important election of our lifetime. Thanks, Eugene.
All right. Thank you. Pleasure. All right. We'll be right back.